Yeah, so first aim is to, like I said, inspire people to go to the STEM fields, and the main way that they do that is through robotic competitions, where students have a set amount of time to build a robot which is given certain parameters, like a certain game that they're going to have to play, and then they build the robot, go to the competition. If they do well, they can advance to bigger competitions and so on and so forth. So also FIRST is an international program. It's mainly in the US now, but they're working a lot on getting it into different countries. And we're actually currently helping out a team in China who is kind of over Skype. They kind of talk to us and we talk to them about different designs and things like that. So, okay, I'm going to hand it over to Paul. He's another mentor, and he's going to talk to you about FRC, which is what we do in particular.
Hi, so what we participate in is FRC, First Robotics Competition. It's a high school competition where essentially at the start of January, all the teams get an assignment. We learn about a game and we get a rule book and we're told what the robot we have to build is every year. And so then we have 6 weeks from the start of January to the middle of February, about a couple of weeks ago, to build this 120-pound robot. And then the students go out and they go to competitions, sometimes at high schools, sometimes at universities, to compete. And if you do well, then you can continue on to a New England Championship, which this year is held in Nashua, and hopefully even one of the World Championships, which would be in St. Louis, Missouri. And so basically the idea is it's a collaboration between students in high school and mentors both in college and in the field, as well as sponsors that help the teams like fund and make these things possible. And it's just basically the idea is a bunch of very passionate people about engineering working together to build something really cool. So I'm going to pass the microphone off to Jacob, who is one of the student team captains on our team, and he's going to talk about our team specifically.
Hey guys, I'm going to eventually go into some, to describe some of the highlights of a robot, but first I would like to talk a little bit about our team. So most of them, actually all the members of our team are BU Academy high school students. And BU Academy is a small private day school here on the BU campus. It's about 170 people. Fun fact is that actually 25% of people at BUA participate in robotics. But that having been said, that only makes for a small team of about 20 to 25 people. So relative to a lot of other big teams in FIRST Robotics, we're actually a fairly small team. But nevertheless, robotics is a pretty big part of the BUA culture. A lot of people who are involved in robotics at BUA are really, into it and really enjoy coming to competitions and helping out. And so actually, they enjoy it so much that 70% of people, or they enjoy the STEM work so much that 70% of people at BU Academy go on into a STEM field in college. And even furthermore, some of those people come back to mentor the team as college students. So we actually currently have several BUA alums who are mentoring the team. So that having been said, this is our robot for this year. So this year we decided to stay with a fairly simple design. I'm not going to go into a whole explanation of how the game for this year works because that might take a little too much time, but basically our biggest priorities for this year were to have a good gear delivery subsystem, which delivers these yellow plastic gears from the loading stations on the sides of the field to these pegs, which are located in the middle of the field. The other one of our big priorities was having a rugged drivetrain. So our drivetrain is a pretty powerful 8-wheel drive, has 6 sim motors, which are rated about over 2,000 watts. It can actually, we calculated it to be just around 1 horsepower. We have a piston pusher for this gear, and this in general is a gear mechanism, has 2 doors which are sort of bungee strapped, and you can just drive up. The peg goes through the the center of the gear or some part of the center of the gear, and we push it onto the peg. And so now, without further ado, I'd like to demonstrate, or have a brief demonstration of this gear subsystem.
Alright, so I'm Neil, I'm a vice captain on the team, and I'm in charge of the entrepreneurship team. And so this robot clearly takes a lot of time and resources, and so we really do need some help making it. So in terms of ways that people can help is we need mentors, donations, materials, computers, different things that can, facilities. So that's just a few ways that can really help us.
Hello, I'm Aris. I'm the other captain of the team. Just to add on to Neil, so as we mentioned before, we do have 2 of our undergraduate mentors here. We also do have older mentors who work in the field from all different types of companies. One off the top of my head is we have someone who works at iRobot. Other ways that you guys can help, as Neil mentioned, facilities. So for example, BU has opened their Epic Lab, which is a machine lab that we use to cut parts and machine parts for our robot. We also use part of BU's space. We use one of the gyms, Sergeant Gym more specifically, where we've actually built part of a practice field, and we do a lot of our driver practice there and testing the robot. Also, other ways that you guys could help are just donations as well, just simple donations every once in a while. We also do have sponsors on the team. And if you guys are interested in more about sponsorship, maybe sponsoring our team, please do come find us maybe at the break, or just stop one of us and ask us a little bit more about the team. And any other questions about the robot, the game, first FRC, and all that stuff. Thank you very much.